All new at 11, want to show you the faces of Indiana educators who lost their licenses to be in the classroom with your child. Call 6 Investigates has uncovered the system in place may not protect your child in school the way you think.
Only on RTV6, our Kara Kenny found out losing your teaching license does not mean you still can't work with children.
This is Todd Boldry, charged with child seduction while serving as a teacher and basketball coach in the Knox School District. The state revoked his teacher's license in 2013. Boldry voluntarily surrendered it in exchange for prosecutors dropping the charges. But Boldry went on to work with children as a basketball coach for Indiana Dogs, a travel team in Northwest Indiana.
So it would surprise me very little.
Mike McCarty is a former detective and head of Safe Hiring Solutions, a Danville company that runs background checks on school employees.
Most volunteer organizations or organizations that work or serve with children, it's a policy issue, not a law issue.
McCarty says many groups make the mistake of relying on the state's sex offender registry before hiring.
No, these registries can be terribly outdated. They vary from state to state.
In fact, Call 6 Investigates found educators who lost their licenses after they were convicted of crimes against children were not on the sex offender registry. Call 6 Investigates found since 2012, the Indiana Department of Education has revoked or suspended 108 educator licenses. That includes teachers, counselors, and administrators. The top reason, child seduction. Other reasons include I-step impropriety, sexual misconduct with a minor, battery, child pornography, and child exploitation. Risa Rainier is the director of educator licensing with the State Department of Education. She says the state automatically revokes licenses after certain offenses, but in other cases, the superintendent of public instruction can decide whether to take action. But what about school employees who commit crimes in other states?
So, for example, if they change their name, how do you make sure that they're not teaching in Indiana again?
There would have to be falsified records in order for them to do that. If they apply for any kind of licensure with the same social security number or date of birth, those are all key pieces of data that we use for matching.
Just because a teacher lost their license in another state does not mean they're barred from getting a job in Indiana.
We would look at the circumstances.
Thanks to a new law that goes into effect July 1st, the state court administration will send IDOE weekly updates of criminal convictions.
We're going to be aware of more individuals that shouldn't be in the classroom.
Call 6 Investigates reached out to educators who have lost their licenses to try to get their side. Most of them still live in the area. They're working at factories, coffee shops, and pizza places. None of them would talk on camera. As for Todd Boldry, he applied to get his teaching license back in 2016. Indiana Dogs and people from the community wrote letters in his support, including the teen he impregnated. He's now married to her. But ultimately, a judge ruled no, Todd Boldry cannot get his teaching license back. He's no longer volunteering with the basketball program either. The State Department of Education says while Indiana is making huge strides in keeping children safe from educator misconduct, they emphasize most cases come to light because of parents speaking up.
Those are really a lot of the cases that we discover.
The Indiana State Teachers Association says ISTA has supported expanded background checks for school employees and other protections for our students. We also continue to provide members information on how to keep students and educators safe. Experts say parents need to be in tune with their children and how they act. If your child shows favoritism toward a certain coach or teacher, or something doesn't seem right, it's something to look into. Don't assume your child's safe just because they're at school. Mark and Amanda.